hold on. Love and Marriage Huntsville, Carlos King and the OWN Network. A bunch of raggedy mother. Okay, so y'all. First off, rest in peace to Keke Jabbar and condolences to her family, especially her kids. And by her family, I specifically mean her husband, her mother, her children, her uncle, yeah, and maybe her siblings. I don't know what their relationship was like. Now, this is my thing, right? People are torn yet again on the internet as to should Tisha and Wanda be outcasted when it comes down to Kiki's funeral, because her uncle, Kiki's uncle, and I'm assuming this is her uncle on her mother's side, right? This is her mother's brother or her mother's uncle or something of that nature. Her uncle came out and he said respectfully, Tisha and Wanda, stay the hell away from my niece's funeral. Well, he didn't say that verbatim, but he said to the Moors, we respectfully ask that you guys do not come to any services regarding Kiki's passing. This is for family that love her, yada, 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 so on and so forth. There were people saying that he was wrong, that they're wrong. Family should stick together. Family is the most important thing. Baby, family slept with my husband. In the words of whatever that lady name was on Soul Food Honey. One thing about me, I'm a realist, right? And I can understand wanting to have a strong family unit, wanting to have a strong family bond. But I also understand that family can be your worst enemy. At this day and age, this point in time in my life, God forbid anything happen to me. But if something were to happen to me, my mama had better done the same thing Kiki's uncle did. Because you have family members that will dog you, drag you, trash you while you're living. And as soon as that dirt get ready to hit the top of that coffin, everybody's sad, everybody's hurt, everybody's remorseful, but nobody's thinking about the end while they're in their mess here on earth. I feel for Kiki because the stories that's come out, it's been, we can't piece it together. Now, I've said this before, I love Perry from Sherelle's World. Sherelle's husband Perry, he's super funny to me. I used to like Sherelle up until she started giving her coverage on Love and Marriage Huntsville, because it showed me how biased she was, and it also showed me that this lady does no research. She just sees stuff on the internet, she gather her information from comments, and she go live. And that is not how you do research, baby. That is not how you report on anything. I watched a video of Sherelle and Perry speaking about Kiki's family may having a lawsuit against Carlos King and the OWN Network. And she was like, they were saying, Sherelle made it seem like, the family's putting out all these different scenarios of what happened to him, and they don't, it's all Melody's fault. And my thing is, the family didn't put out anything. To my understanding, Wanda put out that first statement, didn't know what the hell was going on. And then a friend put out a second statement. And then the uncle put out the third statement. Now, that's very confusing. And it would be giving that they're confusing people. But from what I gathered from someone who's the closest to Kiki, and I would take that to be her uncle, the friend said Kiki did not take her own life. Sounds completely different to me from what the uncle said, because he specifically said, had y'all not treated her this way, well, not verbatim, of course, he said, had y'all not treated her this way, she wouldn't have done this. And if it was an accident and she really did just fall asleep in the car, there was nothing for her to do except for to go in the house. But if she was sleepy, or she had been out all night and she just fell asleep in the car, then she just fell asleep in the car. We don't know what happened. We're assuming, we're speculating. And for the ones who say have respect for the family, we do got respect for the family. At the end of the day, Kiki made herself a public figure. And when people when they put themselves in the public eye, this is what happened. I understand it's a sensitive situation, but this is what happened. It's very unfortunate. I wish things would have been better, but this is what happened. Another thing that Sherelle said that kind of pissed me off was when she was like, Melody used Kiki. She became her friend, or someone in the comments said it and she repeated it. Said Melody fired Kiki on national TV. Now, I'm not sure how they set scenes up, and maybe they just had it to make it seem like Melody had that type of power. But if Melody could fire Kiki, why in the living hell is Martell still on that show? It's beyond me. Why is Martell on that show if Melody has the power to fire someone? They put so much on this woman, and they give her so much credit and power. Like, they want to make it seem like she just destroyed Kiki's life. We don't know what Kiki had going on. And to be honest with you, Kiki probably should have never been on that show. If Kiki has emotional issues and she was dealing with substance abuse, and they allowed Kiki, the only way I would have seen fit for Kiki to be on that show if Carlos would have been providing some type of help for her. If she has substance abuse, get her into a rehab facility. If she has some type of mental issues, find this woman a counselor. Make it a storyline, don't make it a storyline. Who cares? Get her help. But to have put her on that show just to exploit her and to make public her personal issues, and then to throw her to the side, yeah, that was jacked up. However, we can't sit and act like certain actions that were taken on Kiki's part, whether it was from her or her mother, didn't cause this to happen. Not her demise, but her exit from the show. That's why situations like this shouldn't be spoken on, because no, you don't want to speak bad on the dead. You don't want to speak bad on nobody. And me personally, I like Kiki. I like the fact that Kiki she was just like, what's up? You know, it is what it is. I wish she could have stood in her more, but I like the fact that she was just like, what's up? It is what it is. Now, for Wanda and Tisha, don't take y'all time to that girl funeral. Let her family have that. Let them grieve. Let them send her off peacefully. Because Wanda, if I'm not mistaken, a week before this girl passed, she was on the internet. Or 2 weeks before she passed, she was on the internet throwing shade, talking. Now, if that was my child, neither one of y'all would be there either. I don't want to hear that family stick together. Family over everything. That's a lie. Family can be your worst enemy, your biggest downfall. And as soon as people begin to realize that, the better off some people would be. You get 2 families in this lifetime, as far as I'm concerned. Maybe more, but two specific ones. The one you come from and the one you make. Get you a spouse. Have your own kids. That's your family. Family ain't what it used to be back in the days. The world is not what it used to be back in the day, the 80s, the 90s. How we grew up close together. Grandma kept everybody together. Grandmas ain't keeping people together these days. Look at Wanda, she's a grandma. Look at Bitter Betty, she's a grandma. My grandma wasn't like Wanda and Betty. My grandma didn't keep up and stir up mess. My grandma used to cook. My grandma used to clean. She talked her ish, but she kept her family together. She kept her kids in line. So now family's not the same, and it's not going to be the same. I wish Kiki's family the best, especially her husband and her children. And I hope they make it through this situation the best that they can. I pray for her mother, her uncle, those who really cared for her. And I wish somebody would have gotten Kiki some good help. She deserved far more than what she got.